we're going to check out Campstream. This will be one of the first outside testing, especially in the Rivian R1T. What is the Campstream, you say? Well, it's a great device that allows you to harness the energy of your HVAC system, pump it into your tent, so you're gonna have a nice cool night on a hot day, especially here on Joshua Tree, where at the moment it's about 102 degrees. We'll go over the pieces real quick, what they do, their function. So the very first thing you're gonna notice when you get, this is our high flow adapter kit. So this particular piece, this is a pre-production model, so that's why it's 3D printed, but the production model is gonna be molded plastic, a lot heavier duty. And this sits in one of the air vents of the R1T, and I'll show you which one that is. It's the one underneath the navigation screen. And so that allows you to capture the air, speed it up into the hose. Connected to that, you can get a short hose. One end connects here, and the other end connects on the other side of the window adapter plate. Now this sits on the front passenger side. It's molded perfectly to fit within the Rivian window door. It features handles, so you can grab it. They latch in through a latching system, which I'll show you once I get it in there. It also gives you this kind of a rain fly, so that if it does rain while you're using it, say that you're doing this during the winter time and it's raining and you want to warm yourself up in the tent, that'd be the way to go. You also get these USB extensions. This one's male to male, and then this one's female to female. This is the longer one. This will go inside the hose through here, and then this will run down the main hose into your tent, so that way you can route power into your tent and utilize that. So next item that will connect into this spot here, it's going to be the longer hose. I don't recall how long this is, but it is long enough to go all the way to the back of the tent, in the back of the vehicle. Or if you happen to have a ground tent, depending on where it's located, you can just kind of just route it out to the floor there. So next on the list here is these thermal sleeves. Now these sleeves are double-sided, meaning you get one side that's reflective, especially when you're trying to block the heat out, and the other side, like this one, is black. So it depends on the situation. If you're in the winter and you want to keep the air in here as warm as possible, especially from the environmental elements, then you want the black side sitting out so it can absorb the heat. If you're using the cooling side of it, the AC portion of it, then you want it the reflective side out to deflect the heat, especially from the sun or any external. First step, we're rolling down the windows. And look how we install this. And it clips in. We got these clips that release it. All right, and then we're just going to stick that into the vehicle. Done.
We're going to continue the installation with the interior. We're going to take the high flow adapter and attach it to the vent just underneath the screen. Place it at about an angle pointing up, and it should snap in place as you place it down. Then we'll take that short hose from the window adapter plate and insert it into the high flow adapter.
Then you just take that USB end and then plug it to the back of the headrest. Now you can get a longer one, and you can also plug it into USB port in the back here, the HVAC, or if you have the 12-volt system underneath there, plug it in there, or the two USB-C's plugs here. Here's that longer USB cable. Basically, it's going to travel inside the hose here, and then we'll feed it, we'll connect it to the other USB cable that we stuck out. So here's the other USB cable. So we'll go ahead and just connect that in there, and it snaps in. Then if you have inclement weather or just for added protection, we'll zip that in there. We're going to route it across here at the top, right through that creek, into the tent. So I'll meet you on the other side. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open this side of the tent up. And I got the hose long enough where I can just simply reach over, grab it, and bring it in. Here's that USB cable I told you about. Then I can just grab this, zip it up, and use the zipper to latch onto it. And of course, all these windows that are open, I would close them for the evening and let that air start pumping. Okay, so if you want to use the thermal sleeves, open it up. It's got Velcro so that when you wrap it around, Velcro will attach to it. Then you can work on the other end, get that going, and then work your way around until you meet into the center. We're gonna go to AC, turn that bad boy on, make sure auto's off because we want to regulate the temperature in the tent by the fan. Unfortunately, on the app, you can regulate the temperature on the app, but you can't shut off the vents. And if you start controlling the vehicle with the app, these vents open. So then this whole cabin's gonna cool down and a lot of energy is gonna go to waste. So we want everything focused in this hose. So we're gonna keep it on cabin control here. We're gonna set the fan. Let's do, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dots. So it's hard to get 50%. So I'm gonna do 3 dots. Let's see how 3 dots feel. So we got the 2 center vents. Let's check the back. Aha, backs are on. So let's turn those bad boys off. So I'm gonna put the temperature at 70. Let's just a good even number, 70. Then we're gonna go to settings. We're gonna go to our trip and we'll reset that. And so for total energy usage, we're gonna keep an eye on this and it's gonna clock. Now, how do we keep this going while we're outside the vehicle? I'm glad you asked that. You want to trick the system to thinking we have an occupant in here, and we can do that with a seatbelt. Now it thinks somebody's in this seat here with a seatbelt on. So the HVAC system's going to continue blowing. I mean, I guess you can put it in pet mode, but again, pet mode is going to turn on the vents. You don't have control of that. So this way we're doing it. We have full control of the vents. The only air is coming out of here. I can already feel some pressure in here. All the windows are closed. So it's still going to cool down in here in this cabin. But we'll see. So it is now, let's call it 9 p.m. We'll come back in here and see how much energy is being used. And then we'll check the temperatures. So I'm gonna check the temperatures now. Clock it for 9 o'clock. And then we'll check the temperatures. All right, so it's close to midnight. We've consumed 6.5 kilowatt hours, which in total is about 4.2, 4.8%, I think it was, which comes out to about 1.6% drain every hour. So 1.6 is pretty good numbers. And that's kind of with me feeling it, but that's kind of exactly what I figured out. So right now, since I have it at 70, let's see where I'm at. 70, about 70%. The ambient temperature is still 90 Fahrenheit, and the tent temperature is 73. I didn't check the humidity, but I'll check that. I'll put that on the screen. You guys can see what the humidity is at the same time. I'll do a commentary on it. So that's where it's at right now. I'm gonna raise it up to 71. I think it's a sweet spot right here. Half fan speed, 71. I'm gonna let it sit the way it's at right now. We're gonna let it go all through the night, midnight, let it run for 6 hours. It's just past 6 a.m. I'm gonna start breaking down the tent here, but I wanna go inside the truck and check on the state of charge of the vehicle. Check out the results. Why don't you guys come with me inside and let's see what we got here after running to Campstream. I think it was about 9 hours or so, from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. 9 hours straight. Yeah, let's go check that out. After running for 9 hours, from 9 p.m. all the way to 6 a.m. or a little past 6 a.m., we have consumed 13.7 kilowatt hours, 1.5 kilowatts per hour, which is pretty much what Campstream has seen in their preliminary testing, and what I've seen also. You have to kind of experience it yourself. And actually, if you come out to Rodeo X Rigs in Viejo, I'm gonna have this thing running all day, especially here. And you can come out and see that the temperature reported inside and what it feels like is completely different.
After speaking with my wife and my kids, they really appreciate the ingenuity of Campstream and the system that they provided to pull the AC out from the vehicle down to the tent. So, for this product, I got the spousal approval. From my perspective, this is a great tool to use, especially when it's pretty hot or warm outside. I mean, it only uses 1.6 kilowatt hours, which comes down to about 1% of your battery pack per hour, which is not really that bad. And you really don't have to run it for long periods of time. For my example, I started at 9 p.m. and I ended at 6. Some may go longer, some may go shorter. It just really depends on your situation. But as I stated before, I like to plan my trips, so I would plan accordingly if I were you. But I can tell you this much, I'm not leaving home without it again, especially in this heat. Now I'm very excited to see what else Campstream will come up in the future, especially for gadgets for the Rivian R1T. If you're interested in Campstream, I'm going to leave the link down below in the description so you can head to the website or the Kickstarter if you want to make a pledge. If you enjoyed this video, please click like, hit subscribe, share it, do whatever you can for the algorithm. Let me know that you're enjoying this so I can continue making these videos. Thanks again for watching, and until next time.